entrepreneurs under their Lagos Employment Trust Fund.
Yes,
LSETF,
yeah.
which has really helped. And there's been quite a lot of improvement, both in the products themselves, in the people themselves, you know, who have improved on their capacity, you know, and so there's been quite an improvement.
All right. I know definitely is so interesting when we have viewers at home watching the program and getting to see that, okay, there have been improvements in a small scale business in terms of growth, but the truth still remains that is the environment really enabling for them? I need Mr. Ike to answer that question.
Ease of trade.
The environment doesn't have to be ready before it happens.
Okay.
The activities and actions has to start taking place, and then negotiating with the environment, with those who create the environment.
Okay.
Adverse circumstances throw up opportunities everywhere in the world. We talk about, I saw some of your activations around Alausa yesterday. That was the very first time I saw it. There were some lampposts around ShopRite area because I was there yesterday, and it attracted my attention because I am interested in that field.
Very good.
No economy can grow
Without the SMEs.
without the micro and medium enterprises. And it is something we can do, but we must keep negotiating with the ecosystem, we must keep negotiating with the environment. Let me also say, it is not something you legislate into existence.
Really?
Yes. How many laws do we have, some of them in duplicates, that we are not even implementing? It is something that government may just create a policy of motivation, of maybe not even subsidy, of deliberate support, but not legislation. It may be policies, but not legislation. When you legislate, you now start creating layers of people who are going to enforce. I have the freedom to buy anything I want.
Sure.
But I know that if I buy made in Nigeria, I am saving money for this economy.
Okay.
I am contributing to its growth. So it should be at the level of policy, not at the level of legislation. What I am wearing is made in Nigeria. The shoe I am wearing was made by a shoemaker in this Lagos.
Yeah.
This one was sewn here in this Lagos, and even with my ugly face, this thing sits very well.
I do agree with that, though. All right.
No,
But you
no,
know,
I'm coming.
Okay, go ahead.
We need to engage the system by people having that the strength, the vision to go and engage the system, do this. I keep telling you people here, I also play in that space. I mill Nigerian rice, which I bring here from the east. It is still small, but we have different values that some of these ones and tastes and peculiarities some of these ones don't have. There have been much gains in the agro sector. The milestones are heavy. Last year, we were selling fertilizer in this country at 11,000, 12,000. Imported fertilizer. Some of them were not even made for Nigerian soil. Some of them don't have the right active ingredients for compound fertilizers. Now, we are selling fertilizer at between 5,500 naira to 7,000 naira, and we have it in abundance. Why? Because of not legislation, but a policy of government to encourage local production of fertilizers.
Okay, now let me come in here. Now the government can make all the laws and, you know, and they'll be there. But then the people, the psyche. You know, before now, locally made products, people look at them as inferior. You know, what are we doing in terms of changing the people's psyche in that regard?
What we tell our entrepreneurs is that China started by just reproducing products.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Knockoffs.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to go that way. Why do I say so? Because we must remember that our background is not a production background. All of us came out as children of farmers, children of traders. The best we did was help to sell our parents' products and so on. So we have never seen the production process take place. Many of us, we didn't grow up with that. So it's important that we nurture our entrepreneurs. We nurture these people and teach them that, look, let them produce exactly what they are seeing as an international standard of a product. When you do that, when you enter a shop, you don't go to buy a dress looking for a made in Nigeria dress. You look for a dress that looks good on you, that fits your outfit, that you're durable, that is durable. That's what you look for. So we tell our members, make a product that when somebody enters a shop and picks it up, he's picking up because he likes it.
Exactly.
He's not picking up because it's a Nigerian product. It's not a Nigerian yam or Nigerian rice, but he wants to eat yam. And this looks nice.
This looks like the best yam I
can buy from this shop.
Okay.
That's what it should be. And that is what we need to achieve.
But don't you think that's why someone wants to probably just cut shirts in terms of quality and quantity could just be some factors that actually affecting him?
Like,
don't you think? Let us just talk about epileptic power supply. And you just want to do something just wishy-washy.
Just cut.
Let me help you there.
Then you're ruining your own business. I'm so sorry. You are ruining your own business because you could do it. I remember, if you recall, when Chinatown started here, many years back.
Yeah.
I ran there because I said, oh gosh, and I picked a shop there and joined the Chinese. So I was in their midst and they were bringing all kinds of junk because somebody there told them that, just bring, Nigerians will buy. Go there today. It's a ghost town.
Yeah.
Why? Because Nigerians, they know quality. Nigerians have taste. Don't ever think that you can fool them with any nonsense. You can produce it today, they will rush, maybe it looks pretty, it looks good, it doesn't taste nice, they will buy today, but they will never come back there.
All right,
great.
In solving this issue, I want to align with both my brother and our sister here. Number one, policy issues are necessary. And like he has said, we have a lot of policy documents in Nigeria, but the implementation has been a challenge. In this regard, we require leadership. And also to effectively, when we look at leadership, imagine that, for example, all the 774 local governments in Nigeria, all the councillors, all the local government chairmen, all the commissioners, all the special advisors, all the governors, president, ministers are mandated to use made in Nigeria car now that will achieve some level of quality production. Imagine what that means. That will be not maybe necessarily a law, but a policy of government that would drive automotive industry in Nigeria strictly and will encourage others to come to compete for government patronage. Likewise, in other sectors, if government make these policies also, they are not drivers of their own policy. They are not leading by example. Then it doesn't go along with. Then number two, our sister talked about, reproducing, which is key to start off with. The quality, the challenge we have here is that Nigeria, we have gone through three eras of wealth. We came from the agrarian era of wealth to the industrial, to the information age. Nigeria missed the industrial. So we couldn't produce machines and tools, especially after the Biafran War. We had opportunity to aggregate our skills into industrial development, but we couldn't. We were not courageous enough to face the reality. Okay, we are for whether you are on Biafran side or not. You have this skill. We want to be one Nigeria. Let's utilize every skill. So, but there are some policies that were not wise enough that made us lose all of that. But here we are now. These two generations of wealth era, we are just at the third end. And we have missed the middle. So where do we start? Like you said, let's start by reproducing. But oftentimes the cost of production is high. So we require what to do? Research on backward integration and forward integration. If I want to make a beautiful fabric like this now, I still have to go and buy it from China. I need to buy the fabric from China to make. So what happens to the cotton farms? What happens? So we need to work out these details. We need to come with policy document. I was at a conference in Abuja. They want to set up an NGO in Abuja called ESGADIA, Economic Development Initiative for Africa. And what we discovered, even when foreign investors want to come to Nigeria to put money, there are no individuals with documents online that says, if you want to do this business in Nigeria, this is from the back end to the front end. So we need to, government need to get people involved in research, and even individuals need to get interested. For example, I'm an Igbo person. I began to think about some of the things we consume in the name of foreign food are killing us. I like to eat ogbono, I like to eat onugbu, I need to eat inchanwu, I need to do all these things. But it looks like those things are coming from natural sources. Are there deliberate effort to make these things grow in Nigeria? Their health implications, are they being marketed? Why should I be eating Chinese food in Nigeria and my DNA is not the same? So we need to work out the backward integration. How do we get farmers? Everybody is looking at cassava. Do you know that by farming onugbu, by farming Ukazi, you can become a millionaire.
True,
So we need to
true,
develop
true,
document on this component, products of Nigeria, and now go forward and say this is how you can make it into finished product that will be consumed by others and market it. So I think we.
I guess
It is
Right.
foreigners.
Okay.
Sorry. Funny enough, it's foreigners that keep telling us that we are sitting on a gold
On
mine.
gold mine, yeah. that's
Why
true.
we are not yet as developed as other nations. So there's so much here that we can still do that can give us money. Anywhere you turn, when I go on the street, when I drive on the road, there's so much wastage. I come from Benue State, and when I'm going home, all you need to do is just miles and miles as you're going, go to look right, look left. You will see food wasting. Is it mango season? All of it is being thrown away.
Okay,
is
imagine-
it orange season? It's being thrown away.
Imagine-
as rotten
do you know that
products.
even
you
in-
know,
in
all
Benue-
these products are there,
Do you know
and they're
that-
wasting away.
Yes.
So there's so much money in this country that's wasting away.
Exactly.
everywhere. Do you know that as something as dirty as dirt is being exported out of this
Can be
nation
recycled.
and taken out as a composite
From Abattoir and all of those
from our
places.
gutters. I
Yes,
happen
sir.
to know somebody,
Yes.
a foreigner in this country.
Chinese.
All he just does
Crap.
is just gather all the refuse that is thrown out of the gutters. He just sends boys and they pack it for him. He has a
So-
factory here in Nigeria, warehouse, and all he does is he seals it, gathers it to compost it, and he's exporting it every month. He
What?
sends out a container.
Energy
And he does
generation.
not spend penny. All he's spending is giving those little
the
mallards,
scavengers, yeah.
the scavengers,
Yeah.
the money to gather it for him. That's
That's
all
it.
he does.
Wow.
I
Even
guess our
let me-
research
In our own
institute.
Let
We
me
sit down there with
let me
them,
add
we
to
don't even
this
know
so
that we can
that
make money
she
for
can
little
take it home to her people.
Quickly.
Do you know a lot of us think yam is only for you boil, you eat, or you make young flour? If 100 to 200 million Nigerians today, or literally we all take drugs. Yam flours are used for drug making. What
Yeah.
effort has been
They're
made
medicinal.
to, you know,
That's
to-
what I was talking about.
And
How
do you
research
know
with this yam
do you
flour
know
from
the,
Benue
is
alone,
it the
you
stalk
can.
of yam?
Yes.
It's a natural antiseptic.
It is.
So
You know,
we
we
need to
just need to go
take-
into
taking
like
that
you're
alone,
beating
Benue
by
economy
anything
can
in the
become a
bush
world-class
because it's a
economy.
natural
So
antiseptic.
it's
Yes.
just,
No, it's so
I get
sad.
it.
It's so
But you know,
sad.
recently we reported about this China and Nigeria currency swap.
Indeed.
How is that going to help in all this?
Oh, yes, it will help because one thing I know for them that they have are their machines. They are manufactured in such a way that they are rudimentary. They are, that is, they don't require a lot of automation. And because of that, we encourage our members to pick from there. And so if they're buying machinery from there, it is going to come out much cheaper because of the exchange rate fluctuations and all that. And they will be able to get machines that they can manage, they can handle, because it takes into consideration low power situation.
Okay.
And then even the operation of those machines.
And
the
availability of spare parts.
parts.
No,
It does take into consideration. So it is going to really help us because we will be able to get those machinery into this country easily for our members.
All right, we'll come back to you, Mrs. Akime.
Thank
Let's
you.
move it along. The number again is 0708-740-7508 to send an SMS. Let's go to the next topic. Federal government laments strike actions by teachers and universities. The federal government has lamented the incessant strike actions by teachers and other university workers, saying that the repercussions of such actions usually retard the smooth running of academic activities in institutions with heavy negative consequences. I don't even feel like going on because this is what everybody knows already, isn't it? So why is it like a concern for the federal government? Why is it now? It's been the same situation ever since, Great, what do you say?
It should really be of concern, not just only to federal government, to state governments, to local governments, and to every individual in Nigeria. The fundamental for elevating society and for bringing people out of poverty, for bridging gap, is education.
Yes.
And I have advocated that by now we should have 15 years education master plan and invest heavily, because this is from the angle from which poverty can be eradicated very easily. So a government like we have now that is concerned about should be commended for that. And in doing that also, we should not only lament, we should come with ideas. For example, government, one of the reasons some of these lecturers in Nigeria look at their take-home pay And often they've resorted to having this mentality of strike that it doesn't even make any sense, any meaning to Nigerians anymore. That when they're even on strike, some of us don't even know. We have continued over and over and over.
Especially if you don't have a child in a higher institution.
So, and the more this happens, the more people are discouraged to send their children to public schools, and we are losing a lot of gap, a lot of space on that. So the quality of education is going down. The kind of education we even give our children is not fit for thought, in the sense that it is not tailored to solve societal problems.
Yes.
We in this country now, we see people, what did you say? I read local government administration. And what did you say? No, it's not a bad idea, but a lot more are getting it because we just want certificates.
Exactly.
We don't want education. Education is principles for solving human problems. So you find out that a Chinese guy who does not speak English is building towers in Nigeria, but the engineer, a civil engineer in Nigeria cannot even construct a 3-bedroom flat. So our education has not been fit for purpose. We have only been given certificates so that everybody can answer a graduate. So even at best, what we get is phonetics, and we can read and write. But we don't have knowledge for solving human problems, which is what education is. So we should be concerned. And let me say this. After we keep complaining there is no money, there is money. Even with the way these lecturers and the VCs and all those, the kind of levies they are levying on these students, if you aggregate them into a post and budget them appropriately, there's enough fund. Also from federal government, there are sources from which you can fund education. The only thing is that sometimes we let these things come season after strike, we discuss it, we go away. We have not put our eyes down to say, for example, look at what's happening in JAM. The new man there, in less than 2 years, generated 16 billion. They're even begging federal government, please don't give us subvention, don't give us allocation. Want to be taking money, run our own cost, pay you. And I believe that consistently every institution in Nigeria can come on. But somebody in the university is still complaining, yet you can generate enough job, you can create enough job from the university, you can create enough funding, but that may not be their particular interest. But what we are saying is that there is fund in Nigeria. No, but that is why I commend Buhari for saying that we must not mismanage our resources.
Well, I think
we must
against,
good use
apart from just saying it, I think actions, will speak
addition,
louder.
in
Have you
addition
seen the budgetary allocation for education?
Patience.
Yes, it's quite appalling.
It's appalling. So how do you convince
and
me you are serious?
It is not that have we been seeing, because it has been so for several years.
But you can say something, Mr. Ike.
It has been so for several years.
You know, we've actually
And it's really not good.
we've actually had this thing talking about education and the strike and coming to solve the problem about education. It only happens when there is matriculation or probably convocation, because I'm sure that was where they were having a convocation.
It was at a convocation ceremony.
That was when they remembered that there's actually something wrong with the education sector. Must we wait till when there is a particular event before we take an action?
I get what you mean. All right, Mrs. Akime.
Yes, I was going to say that the private universities, they are running perfectly. A lot of them have looked inwards, and they have a lot of activities that they carry on there that generate revenues for them. And so it is even with our own public universities. You'll be surprised if you go in there and see the way they make money in those places. So like my brother here said, it's very important that we see them as being able to take care of themselves and not wait on government all the time. Because the truth of the matter is that while we have professors, lecturers, taking care of this university, if it is not possible for them to manage these universities, maybe we should look for people who know how to manage businesses, who know how to manage large organizations, to manage the place for them, where they take over the teaching and lecturing that they are trained for. Because those university setups are actually organizations that need managing, and they're not doing it well. That is the problem we face.
Mr. Ikem.
The problem is not as simple as we make it look here. You mentioned private universities. Most of these private universities are not even viable. It came out the other time that Bells University, owned by a former president of this country, was owing banks about 5.something billion. Let me stop mentioning names. But those frontline private universities we even know are subsidized heavily by the churches who own them. The one built by a former governor in Enugu, I think they are shutting it down. So, government must look at our public school system, not just the universities, from primary school till the end. When we changed from 5-year secondary education to 6-3-3-4 system, it was meant, it was designed, it was created to solve certain critical problems, which is enabling pupils, students of secondary schools, to start developing skills. What if you don't get into the university? You can actually, in secondary school, decide where to go based on the few of the skills you have developed. Should I go to technical school? Should I go to a polytechnic? Should I go to a normal university? Now, because of politics, they are breaking even the competencies of polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of education in Nigeria, making them to par with universities. They were fundamentally created to solve technical manpower problems. But they are now pretending to be operating like universities. These are some of the areas we need to look at. Get into the average university. Once you become a dean, once you become a head of department, once you become a DVC, Deputy Vice Chancellor or Vice Chancellor, you become a multimillionaire. Not from your salary. I graduated from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I know what is happening in that place now. Corruption. Their problem is not funding. Their problem is not money. If they use even the subventions that federal government gives them, it will be enough to create things, to make them make more money, to make them develop other faculties and competencies in university that should become businesses of their own.
True.
But they are not doing that. Once that money comes, they break it up, share it, everybody goes home, and they start taxing the students to bring this one, sort that one. The problem is no money. The problem is our greed. The problem is lack of control. The problem is that we don't believe that we should invest our talent, our resources, even in the system that we are pretending to produce our future. We need to invade our individual consciences, not look at government that is talking. They will talk, tomorrow they will talk again. Strike is a tool of genuine negotiation. Sometimes you find out these guys are right. They reached an agreement with federal government, collective bargaining, and they say, okay, we are paying you 100,000 naira every month. I'm just giving an instance. And then, subject to inflationary trends, we are going to be reviewing this thing every 3 years. 4 years down the line, you are going to remember that you signed a document. And when they go on strike, you start blaming them and say they are killing their children. The children are first and foremost children of the government before they became children of the universities.
Well said. All right, our time is fast running. Bright, last words from you. Before we go.
Well, my name remains Great
It's
Imo
great,
Jonathan.
yes,
And all I want to say in all of this, these subjects we've taken today of the paramount national importance, that we require leadership. And leadership this time I'm talking about is not people sitting in position. Pathfinders, men and women who can come with strategic ideas. I think we should begin to stop. We should stop looking at government to solve all the problems. We should, as even private individuals, we should begin to suggest solutions like we're discussing, like Galaxy and other television stations are playing their own role. The individuals also should step out, because the way we are seeing it, apart from maybe Buhari, okay, man of integrity, this one, how many of these things can he do? We need more people, we need more hands on desk, we need to challenge our own challenges. We need to face them. And then
all right, Ms. Zakime. And also how our brothers who are entrepreneurs can, what's that word? Benefit. From this. Quickly, please.
Yes, they can benefit from a lot that has happened. Now that government has empowered a lot of these entrepreneurs, it's important that they are exposed. And one of the marketing tools is fairs and exhibitions, which of course we bring up. And like the NASI now, the Nigeria Association of Scale Industrials now, we have brought up a fair which will start this week. And we are at Ademi Bero Hall, and we want people to come around. Let them come and see how the Nigerian product has improved. And let them see those who have finished school, who are thinking of businesses they want to go into. Let them come and get fresh
Fair enough.
ideas.
So you mentioned somewhere we are not advertised. We don't know the place. It's a hall. Where is
She'll
it?
be
Alausa?
telling you after the show.
It's at Alausa.
Okay, so that we
Let them
know.
come there. Let them come there and see what they can
Yes.
do and how they can improve even on their products, those that have
Don't make
started
it
things in
big.
their
Okay.
house. And then we can even tell them where to go to get funding, get assistance,
That's
and
awesome.
be mentored.
All right. That's awesome. Mr. Ikem.
Okay.
It's a simple mathematics that